Oh no, let's Jerome, y'all. Hold on. Good morning. Good morning, Marcelo.
Yep.
Good morning. I guess we're gonna start the show without him. Okay.
All right.
Good morning, Savannah. Good morning, Chatham County. Good morning, vulnerable community. I am the one and only, the Reverend Alan Mano, uh, and we have one special guest, no other than the man himself, Mr. Marcelo Stewart. Um, Marcelo, can you tell us some of the things that we need to prepare ourselves for in our community?
Oh wow. I mean, so many things is out there now that we really be looking forward to. I think immediately what strikes my head is East Blast. East Blast is on the ballot on March 18th. Early voting started on yesterday. That's a very big thing to provide resources and funding for our schools. So I think we really need to make sure that we understand what's going on with East Blast, and we get a chance to really go out there and vote and get that information out there on East Blast so that we can better our school systems.
Right now, that's good to hear. But now, I'm hearing you say early voting began when?
Yesterday.
Okay, so if early voting began yesterday, why wasn't we more informed in the community about early voting and what's on the splosh?
Yeah, I think we didn't do a good job at rolling this out. I think when people, when names are big names and not on the ballot, we oftentimes don't pay attention to of the ballot, and I think sometimes we don't think about those things that's going to impact us outside of when it's running for a mayor or governor race. But these non-election years, non-big election years, are very important to us as well too. And so I'm not sure where the information was missed at. But at this point, we got to catch up to the information, and East Block is going to be very important to us. We look at some of the improvements of some of our schools over the last few years. We look at what Jenkins was able to do with that new school over there, and how Beach look, and all those things like that. And I know we're trying to do the same thing with Windsor and all those things. A lot of our kids are impacted by East Blocks and East Blocks dollars. So it's time for us to really kind of spread the word as much as we can to make sure people get out and vote.
Right. Can you break down the East Block exactly to, so in layman's terms, to the people, to some of our vulnerable community watchers that don't understand what East Block is?
Yeah, so East Blocks is the 1 cent sales tax that we are already paying. So it's nothing new. It's not an add-on to it. It's something that you're already paying. And so that vote is to continue to pay that 1% sales tax so that we can get the critical funding needed to improve our schools. It's an upgrade to improve our school securities. It's improve our school buildings and athletic facilities. Add about $700 million to grow our local economy. And really address some rapid needs over there in the West Chatham County school area. And then the main thing is it'll create some really good paying jobs. So it's very important that we really get behind that.
Great, great to hear, and because we know that they tend to give us the lowest scores in our community, saying that we have failing schools. So East Blocks will be so critical to help us fund those schools so they can get the necessary books and tools that they need to educate our children.
Right.
Uh, so, and we're glad to hear that. And as you were saying, these other things that's going to be on the ballot as well. So we're advocating also for SB 96. SB 96 is a bill that's for transportation and utility and Medicaid expansion. Um, those are some of the things that we're out here early voting doing, guys, and advocating for. Um, and let's not ever forget SB 125, a bill that no other than State Senator Donzella James is trying to push, and we're rallying behind that bill as well because it's about housing. It's to help put a cap on some of this high rent that's pushing some of our vulnerable community further in the hole and making us vulnerable.
Yeah, those things are really important. I think we're not it's not in many platforms that's out there making sure people are knowledgeable and know this information. There's not enough education pieces out there to make sure people know this information. So it's up to us, people like yourself, people like these platforms, to make sure that we spread this information, because there's really good information out there. Unfortunately, we look for the quick and fast stuff. We don't look for the stuff that we have to kind of research and study and take some time to learn about. And I'm not going to sit here and see I'm an expert on this stuff myself. I just really here and there just really take the time to read as much as I can read to understand those things that impact me and my community. So it's I'm proud of what you all are doing to make sure you're spreading that information, because it's really important to us.
Well, I'm proud of you as well, sir, because having a young man like yourself, you could have been finding your time to do anything other than this. You know what I'm saying? But you found it not wrong to talk to us about in our community about things that's going on. Can you excuse me for just a second? That's our host, Mr. Irwin. He's coming in as we speak. Like I said, I find it not robbery, sir, that a young man like yourself that has so much input on our community, because you could have found other things to do with your time. You could have been like everybody else, said, "Hey, I'm about to turn up." You could have said, "Listen, I'm going to take the high road and live and have all the women and money," but you chose to help those of the least, the lost, and the left out.
Well, when Jerome called me, I got
we have Mr. Jerome Irwin. Are you good, Jerome?
Yes, I'm here now.
Can you hear me, Mr. Jerome?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good.
All is well.
Great. Well, Marcel, I appreciate y'all keep carrying on till I can get on. We were having technical difficulties this morning. I don't know why, but we're having them. But we're gonna make this day go, make it work.
Not a problem at all.
Marcelo, we know that you yourself, you're still the president of the Black Chamber, right?
I am.
Tell us a little bit about the Black Chamber, and tell us, some of the things that y'all do.
Yeah, so the Black Chamber has been around for about 7 years now, and we're really trying to work to grow the Black business economy here in our local area. And it's been challenging,
Can you?
Can you hear me, Jerome?
We're having technical difficulties, guys. Let's get back to Marcelo. Let's go back. Jerome, are you controlling?
You got it. We got it. We got it now. Can you hear me?
No, we can't hear you.
I can hear Jerome. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
We can hear you.
I can barely hear you, Marcelo.
I hear him loud and clear. What I was asking Marcelo was the fact that we need to know something about the Black Chamber and its purpose.
Yeah. So again, the Black Chamber has been here for 7 years. Small but growing organization. And it's trying to build Black e-commerce here. Like, how do we grow as Black businesses? How do we focus on supporting our own in the community? How do we focus on making sure that Black dollar moves around our community as much as possible? And we do that by a number of things. We don't have all the answers. We don't have it figured out. Like the Black Chamber, it's gonna take a while for us to fix generations of issues that we've had in our community, generations of discrimination against our businesses. And so we're working on that, and we do that by a few things. We do that by professional development and training with our workshops and our special events. We do that by our monthly mixers. We're giving our businesses a chance to network and to know each other. We do that by our Black Business Expo, which this year is on August the 2nd, where we get a chance to showcase our vendors and our businesses. We do that by going to the Capitol and advocating for our Black businesses and meeting legislators and finding out about bills and things that's going to impact our businesses. We do that on a local level by staying in contact with our elected officials and finding out things that's going to impact our businesses here. And so it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. We're learning as we go at the same time, but this has been a really fun ride. It's really trying to make impact here in our community.
Well, let me ask you this: when you say you stay in contact with your local officials, with Savannah, with the ratio of black and white and Hispanic, uh, how do how do you think we should be far more ahead than we are now?
Yeah, I think that's the easy answer. Of course I do. And I think so a numerous amount of things that contributes to where we at. Unfortunately, like I don't think it's one person or one thing. I think it's years of things that's been in place that's really stopping us from moving. But I do see businesses are really getting together and moving as much as they can. But we got to fight more to grow more opportunities. We got to fight more to make sure the local governments understand our needs and our issues, and we got to fight more to fix some rules and ordinances and things that's in place that are preventing Black businesses to grow. And so it's going to take a while, but it's going to take a collaborative effort to do those things.
This is something that I'm just hearing, and I don't know if you can elaborate on it or not. But when you say there's some rules in place that prohibits Black business from growing, can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
No, I mean, it's things that we can do. I know when we think about the liquor issue, that's always been a thing here, and we're trying to figure out those things and move around those things as much as possible. And so those are the things we think about. Where some of the overlays are at that neighborhoods decided that they want there. You know, how do we get those overlays removed so that businesses can grow and prosper and succeed? And so those things that we know about, those things that we've been addressing behind the scenes, but those things that we could continue to fight on to try to see if we could push things forward.
Okay. I know that we have been looked down upon in certain instances, but when we seem to stand together and put up a fight, we seem to move further. And I think that I do know that we have two organizations now. Are we trying to bring those two organizations together as far as Black Chamber is concerned?
What two organizations?
Well, there was another organization out there that was trying to be a Black Chamber also.
I remember that a while back, but I don't know if that organization still is there. I haven't talked to them, so I can't say anything. I haven't talked to anyone related to the Black Chamber. I mean, the Black Chamber, I think some years ago, I can see why people wanted to create them. You know, we were new, and it started and stopped and started and stopped, and but now we've probably run stronger and longer than any other Black Chamber that has existed so far here at 7 years. And so we're stronger. We're not planning to go anywhere. We got a team. I hear a lot of outside chatter, but I don't hear many people trying to come in and help and fix the chatter. And so oftentimes what we do here is we see something we don't like and we try to duplicate it, or we try to say, let me do my own thing, instead of saying, okay, let me get in fit first and let me see how I can help. I think what I've been doing for years has just been trying to help. It doesn't benefit, like Alan said earlier, many of us could have just sat down and continue to run our own businesses and make more money. We lose money trying to do what we're doing right now. It'll take a lot of time to help everybody else out when I could be helping myself. And so I encourage everyone to get involved with something. It's hard to hear criticism time, but it's much needed. Say, hey, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. That's a tough spot to be in when you're there working, but it's much needed, and those things going to help any group grow.
Well, I know exactly what you're talking about when you speak to that, because I stopped my trucking company to help some drivers organize, and it takes a hit on you.
Yeah.
And when you do, you have to do it from the heart. You can't do it from the pocket. That's for sure.
Yeah, nobody's getting rich with community organizing. Well, at least nobody here. I don't know about on a national or state level, but I don't think nobody's getting rich organizing. We're doing it. It's from the heart. It's what we're supposed to do. And a lot of us kind of see things that we want to change, and a lot of us are really trying to work hard towards those things.
Right. Uh, Now this is this one is a hypothetical question because I know you don't know the number the answer right off the top of your head. But say for instance, we had a group of workers that wanted to organize. Do you think the Black Chamber would be up to uh, not helping them, but helping these folk in a way that they could get merchandise from them if need be?
I mean, it's a possibility. I'm not sure. I'll have to know more details. I can't tell me what. With the Black Chamber, long as it's something that is consistent with like business, we're definitely open to the conversations. Again, we're not around here with a bunch of money in our hand, throwing money all over the place. So a lot of this stuff has been traveling and going to these meetings, been coming out of pocket for years, just really trying to get to a place now where we're really being a significant enough organization where people are really taking us serious and we're getting support now. And so, I'm definitely willing, open to hear those things. Because we do need each other. I've been in business for a while. My brother and I had the t-shirt shop, Sigma Graphics. We started about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. And we wish we had help back then. That's one of my main reasons being involved with the Black Chamber, because I remember being a young business owner with my brother, watching the pitfalls, watching the struggles, and wish we had a network of friends or a network of people that was really pointing us in the right direction.
Right. One of the things that we have that holds us down is everybody looking for the hookup.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's looking for the hookup. But nobody realizes that you got to get to the place that you can have the hookup before you can get the hookup.
Right. Yeah, that's a big thing. African-American businesses struggle with that mindset of giving a discount or doing a hookup, or family friends need a hookup. If I purchase an event rental place and you text me and say, hey man, I'm trying to throw something over here, can you give me a discount? That hurts my pocket, especially when I could have put somebody else in that event rental at full price. And so we struggle. We already have trouble with access to capital and receiving funds. So we have to get as much as we can when we can so that we can provide back. The other side of that is a lot of people don't understand how much African-American businesses are asked to give back. As soon as you open up a business in the Black community, you're looked at as a person that can provide funds. And oftentimes the new business don't have those additional funds to say, let me sponsor a scholarship or let me do this, let me do that. They're putting all of their resources into their business. So we got to be mindful of that, because unfortunately in other communities, we do not ask them the same thing. Some of us go to get seafood from Bobo's and Chinese all the time, and y'all haven't walked in there neither time to ask them to sponsor anything. We spend all our money there and we're not asking them to sponsor anything, but as soon as Gary opened 520, then he's all of a sudden a leader that we expect sponsorship from. That's kind of unfair in our community, knowing that you spend resources in all other communities as well.
Well, when you said a mouthful, then, because I know when I was coming along, see, I'm a lot older than y'all fellas.
Not that old.
But when I was coming along, we had Black restaurants all along MLK and West Broad Street, Duffy Street, any place you look, Waters Avenue, there were Black restaurants. And it looked like all of a sudden they just disappeared. And they all seemed to disappear around the same time. And all of a sudden then we no longer have the ability to go out and enjoy ourselves in a institution that is conducive to us.
That's right. Yeah, that's a big thing. We lost a lot of businesses along the West Side corridor. I mean, on all corridors, but we know that at one point MLK and Montgomery Street was a thriving area for Black business. We don't have that as much anymore. We see other businesses are even opening up, and we're just priced out a lot of stuff there. The rise, the cost of everything is pricing us out. We already have issues, like I said before, with access to capital or getting loans. And so now to try to be able to open a business and then have a place where you can have months of savings is really, really hard. And so a lot of businesses open hard. I often hear all the time, but Savannah should have, oh, we need another black restaurant. Oh, we need a black bar. We need this. We need to upscale this. Those things are nice, but you're asking a lot of people to put their capital into something that's going to be really hard to determine if they could keep up, especially with the rise in the cost of living here.
Right. I'm going to try to see if we made it to the studio yet or not. But it's time for us to take a quick break. And if we can take a quick break, we will. If not, we're gonna keep going. Because we gonna run the show today, like it or not.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the
Oh my
best
God.
Southern soul food?
I
Then
just
check
got
out
back home.
Kim's Cafe,
It knocked everybody off.
714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
All right, we're back. We got Brother Maynard back with us. I hope. I see his picture. Reverend Maynard, you there with us? He froze. But Brother Marcelo, one of the things that I look at, and I don't know whether you've looked at it, and maybe you have, because your mind is always going around in circles. Sometimes we may need to look into a warehouse strictly for us, where we can store stuff and get it at a larger quantity and get it at a cheaper rate, because we have to go back and forth to the store. We will go run into Sam's, we run into anybody else, and when we go into these places, we paying that price, and then we got to charge extra for it. When if we could get it wholesale ourselves, it would be a lot cheaper.
Right. So you say y'all looking for a warehouse?
For looking into what, getting a warehouse where we can say, for instance, come together as one group and store all of our stuff at, and buy it in bulk.
So we rolled out a plan last year, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, for a co-op that Dr. Alicia Johnson from Step Up Savannah helped develop with the Black Chamber, that would have brought a lot of Black businesses under one umbrella to buy into this co-op. And with that co-op, we'd have been able to get discounted healthcare, things like what you're referring to. We put this stuff out. We did some media blasts, and we did not get the participation as much as we thought. So we're going to try to push it back out again. But again, we've had some similar ideas before. The problem it is very hard to do anything here because of the amount of animosity amongst the different groups here. And because of that, it's going to be, I don't see how we're going to move forward with planning something big until group leaders come together, because the people that you need in your co-op may be on another side of the aisle, or maybe another, not even side of the aisle, but maybe a part of another group of people that don't like this person, don't like that. And unfortunately, we all know that. We all see it. We all, and that's gonna be a tough thing, because that's gonna probably be our barrier for building here in our community is us really trying to work together and trying to drop our pride and understanding everybody's trying to work for a good common goal. And I may not agree with the way you want to get there, but I definitely agree in the direction that you want to go in to get there.
Well, don't you think that if we use grassroots tactics such as the youth. We need to always target our youth because I know some of these, like you said, some of these pig-headed people, they're already set in their ways. They're already old. They're set in their ways. They want to see things their way, and they don't take kindly to someone coming over in their territory. But they got to understand that this is all our community. And so if we start conveying messages to the youth and let the youth bring them more in, don't you know that we can grow our vulnerable community to that we can be so strong in the Chatham County, Savannah area that they have no other choice but to come to the Black Chamber and say, we hear you, we see you. Now let us be a part of you.
Yeah, I understand. I 100% agree. But I mean, let's be real here. The Black Chamber's been around for 7 years. People see our events on social media and all that stuff like that. And I've still have people that I have never stepped foot in on our events before. And I don't beg, I don't ask, I don't do anything because most of my stuff I just post online and the chamber posts online, our board posts, and whoever show up. So, you know, the thing is, how do we get people to step out of their own relationship enclave with itself and say, hey, how can I come over here and support this initiative too? For me, I support everybody events, and I don't see it reciprocated on my end. I don't say much about
it. So that's the problem. The problem is we are I get where you're coming from because I spread myself thin. I go to everything, but how do we convey the message and tell us exactly what the chamber does and who the chamber is? And once we start, we learn this, we can take this into the community, to the least, the lost, and the left out. Come in. Once they start coming in, you'll be so surprised on how and when and why. So we need to go ahead and convey and tell us a little bit more about the chamber, well, how we the community can get more involved with the chamber, please.
At the end of the day, you got to be a member to be involved with the chamber. But this is the thing, and this is why I kind of bump heads with a lot of this information. Sometimes is there's other chambers here. The Savannah area chamber, who's a good friends, I'm good friends with. You know, nobody's asking what the Savannah area chamber does. Savannah area chamber been here for 100 years. Nobody asking what they do. It only come to when it's a Black that people start questioning, what do we do? How do we do it? We're a business advocacy group. That is the main thing we do. It's not a million things that we do. We're advocate for businesses. We are at the Capitol. We are at the local government. We perform events to really benefit our members. So that's the main thing that we do. So what happens is most people that want to know, they want to find out how can it benefit them immediately. And sometimes it doesn't. You know, sometimes it's about you understanding that you're a part of something larger. When I joined a fraternity, I didn't join because I was like, I immediately want something to say. I'm a Sigma. I want something to say. I'm in a group that's helping other people out. I pay my dues to help other people out. And so we got to get a mindset that the chamber is here really advocating and supporting our businesses. And we've been in the forefront of a lot of good things. That's not my, I can't show my hand on everything that we're working on, everything that we've even done, because I mean, really that's what, I don't know if that's gonna be a good thing all the time. However, going back to Jerome's question early in the show, you could look at our page, you can see that we do a workshop every month. You can see that we do a mix every month. I can get in small things involved, get people to come out to those workshops and mixes so that we could grow. The more people that show up, the more likely I could get more sponsor dollars. The more likely I get the sponsor dollars, the more likely I could pay people to do things. And so those are things that really matter to us.
All right. With that being said, what constitutes a person being a part of the chamber? What's the requirements for a person?
It's just membership dues. Our dues are anywhere between low end $150 for a small business on yourself, and high end for corporation, maybe $3,000-4,000. So it really just depends. But the average, I say 70% of our businesses as part of the chamber are 150s. $150 a year. There's not no major price. It's something that I mean, all chambers charge a price. To be a chamber of commerce, you charge a membership price. But again, when we go and advocate for stuff, we're not advocating just for stuff in our chamber. When we go to Atlanta, we go to local government, we don't say, let's just only help out chamber members. It doesn't work like that. So whether you're a member or not, we're advocating for small Black business, period.
Okay. So and I'm make sure I got this right so that they can hear what I'm saying. All these black organizations can become a part of the chamber.
Correct.
All right. But that's what I think that is a goal that we need to start working on.
Yeah, and again, like platforms like this allow us to be able to get vocal and be able to see things and do things, the right way and put our information out. We have a great board that's really out here doing some amazing things. We have great partnerships with the Savannah Area Chamber, Hispanic Chamber, Visit Savannah, the city, the county, the city of Port Wentworth, the city of Pooler, Buy Local, World Trade Center, and so a lot of those groups that we're working with, because we're still trying to understand things, but our events are going off pretty good. Our gala sold out every year. Our expo was an amazing event last year with a little over 1,400 people that showed up to the expo. So we had businesses that were able to get in front of really large crowds, and some businesses have never been able to get in front of those large crowds like that before.
All right. But I think that I'm gonna have to get with my board and see what we can do. Not see what we do, but get them to be a part of the Black Chamber, because we deal with the youth, the young kids coming out of high school, and we're putting them in apprentice programs.
Excellent.
And is there a chance with the Black Chamber, as far as the Black Chamber, to putting some of those kids, helping some of those kids in apprenticeships in the businesses?
Yeah, I mean, there's some opportunity. I mean, that's just the conversation we got to have. Again, I won't say yes or no, but that sounds something great we would totally be interested in. But again, that would be on the businesses. So yeah, we would be willing to help you aid and find those businesses, but then we would have to individually find the kids' talent sets and see what businesses would allow them to work there. It's organizations like that is doing that now with like WorkSource. I think they're called WorkSource, but they do something similar where they pay the kids to work for the business. So yeah, we just again, that's just a conversation that we sit down and have and see how we could get a MOU together and develop something that would be beneficial for our community.
I think that's a good thing. If we don't train up our kids, we can't expect them to do no better.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And I'm all for training them up. We've been doing this now since 2018 with Savannah Building Futures, and it's been a process, like you say.
Oh, yeah.
It's a process, and you got to work with it.
So y'all doing a great job. I know. Like you said, it's a major process, and it takes a while to fix some of these issues. So this, again, it's not going to be fixed overnight. But I applaud you all for the work that you're doing.
Right. So I'm gonna get off of Black Chamber for a minute, since we got a little bit of time. What do you think about the political situation that we're in right now and where we're headed?
Oh, that's a tough one.
As the government is concerned.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a rough 4 years, but I think the one thing about the African American community, we've adapted to so much. We've adapted to way worse, and we're gonna adapt to this as well too, and we're gonna be resilient with it. But that doesn't make it easy. That doesn't make it fun. We got some difficult times ahead of us, and that's even more reason for us to come together and support each other and build and grow together, because we're gonna need that. We got some difficult days in front of us, and as we're watching, I'm finding myself watching a little more to kind of see what's facts and what reality, to see all the executive orders and all the stuff that's going on, and kind of see, how do we learn more about these things? How do we make sure that the right information is getting out in front of our people to prepare for it? And so yeah, it's rough. It's challenging right now. It's overwhelming right now, and it's really exhausting to see every day. It seems like it's something negative or something that's going to impact us, and it's really creating a space where I'm like, wow, I really don't even know how to move forward from here.
Well, like you say, we have been survivors. I think that's the word we have to use here. We have been survivors. We've survived everything they've put on us.
Right.
And what we have to do, and I look right now at some of the younger folk, and I tell them, I said, if something seriously happened, a lot of them couldn't make it because they didn't know nothing about going in the backyard and planting a garden.
Right.
They know nothing about what fruit to pick off a tree to eat. Everything comes from the grocery store for them.
Right.
We had to learn how to do all this. And this is something that we have to teach our young people how to survive in a nation when it gets to the point where they don't expect you to survive.
That's right. Yeah, and that's kind of, we were talking yesterday about some stuff, and I was like, man, this is the moment right now when I miss home ec class. I think I was the last of the home ec era, and it taught you so much stuff, whether it be cars or cooking or just any kind of home ec stuff, and you'd be surprised what these kids have missed out on by not knowing some of these things. So I totally agree on that, Jerome. I totally agree.
I was a big taste tester in the home ec class.
Good times.
They start cooking, I start tasting.
Good times.
Yes, sir. I don't know what they were thinking about, but they took a lot of things out of the school all of a sudden. And when they took it out, we lost a lot of interest. Our kids lost a lot of interest at school. They took out home ec. They took out a lot of the shop classes.
Right.
And they took out auto mechanics. They just stopped putting them back. When we started building futures back in 2018. We went to the board, and then all of a sudden they stopped trying to put these classes back in. But it doesn't. You've done lost 2 generations of kids.
Right.
What are you gonna do with those kids?
Right.
I tell people, I think we started losing our kids back in 1970. Because that was the last year I can remember that our parents could actually really, if they weren't scared, handle us.
Right.
My parents ain't never been scared because they're gonna tell you right quick who feed you and where you stay at.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's definitely interesting times, man, and being resilient and I mean the main thing is just really just doing your research yourself, finding out those things. I think right now it's all emotional right now, and I get it. It's really tense right now, but what would make it better is that we really each person really kind of drive to do their research and find something to get involved in. Find something that drives your passion. What is your passion project? Is it the youth? Is it multiple sclerosis? Is it business? Is it urban development? Everybody should have a passion project that they really into, and there's no right or wrong of what you're into. And I think that's part of the other thing right now. You just because your passion project don't mean I'm into it. You're like, well, why the community didn't show up? Or maybe that's your passion project. Maybe you didn't show up to my passion project. You
Right.
know, and we got to be honest about that. We can't expect everybody to be into everything. Some people going to be followers in some places, leaders in some, and some people not going to be involved in some at all. And we got to be honest about that and be fine with that. Everybody can't take that same type of pressure and everything. Like I could do the community stuff. I could take that pressure all day long. You put me in the medical field, I'm gonna fall out within the first 60 minutes, you know. So it just some things that, you know, we got to be honest about. And I think that's the main thing, is we haven't really been honest about where we are, who we like. You know, we're not honest amongst ourselves about, you know, our relationship. I said early on, most areas, most communities can fix a lot of their stuff if we drop our pride and call that group of people that we don't like, that's against it, and try to see how we can find a way to work together on it. We rather keep our pride and nothing get done than drop our pride and say, I still don't like this person. We ain't gonna never go out to eat. We're never gonna have drinks together, but I'm gonna sit in this room and find a way for us to come up with a medium, a way to fix this issue as much as possible. And that's hard. It takes a real type of mediation and take a real type of woo-saw to get there, but whatever it is it takes you to get there, that's what we need to get to do to build our communities.
All right, hey, we got to take one more quick break, and we're gonna be then we'll wrap it up. But I want you to be thinking about this while we're on break. We got 3 businesses in the same neighborhood. If we had 3 businesses in the same neighborhood, a mega business come into that neighborhood and goes out, why the 3 businesses couldn't come together and take over that mega business. Just think about that. It's time for our break, and we're going to be right back. And we'll wrap it up after this.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful downtown Savannah.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
All right, we're back. Yeah, you know, at one time, I don't know whether you remember or not, there was a Winn-Dixie supermarket on Gwinnett and Stiles Avenue. Are you old enough to remember that?
On Stiles
and Gwinnett.
Yeah. Over the Carver Village. Got you.
Yeah. Well, we had, actually, it was 4 businesses in the neighborhood. And when they were going out of business, I went to them, sat down, tried to sit down and talk with them. And, you know, explain to them, hey, this place is here. It's huge. All you got to do is, like you say, form a co-op. come together and take this business over and be thriving. But like you said, we got our different egos that makes it hard to associate with each other. We forget that when we get to a certain point, it's time to hire somebody to do the work for us. And we sit back and get and reap the benefits. And that has been our biggest problem. I think is our egos and our and sitting back, not wanting to spend money to make money. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely it's hard to spend money, but I also understand the concept of it too. Is when you think when you don't have, African American businesses can often take the risk. So again, I'm not agreeing. I'm just being devil's advocate here. African American are less likely to take the risk because they know that the money that they did get or what they have they barely got. They struggle to get there. Of course, not all businesses, but a good bit of businesses. So when they get a chance for a person like myself come in and say a business, hey man, I want to help you out. I want to buy and I want to do this. They're naturally afraid of that because it hasn't been so many stories of success, especially in an area like Savannah, where there hasn't been so many stories of success there that we've seen. It's not like we know 10 or 20 developers out here that's really building and growing all these business spaces here. Now in Atlanta or Houston and some other places, it may work a little easier there when people have seen Black millionaires, but if you hear and you ask, well, who's the Black millionaires and who's that, most people wouldn't know them. I know them, I think, but most people would not know them. So I think it's a fear there. And it's not like a fear your own people fear. So I don't want to take it that way. I think it's just a fear there. Like, can I risk this? And that's what we have to do, Jerome. We have to build that back. We have to build that trust back, that collective economics idea back. How do we work together? How do we take on these opportunities? How do we know that this building is closing, like you said, and open up? I'm working with a group of guys right now that's all we talk about all day long, like what's going up for sale. Like, oh man, this building over here going up for sale on East Broad. Can we all get together and put some money in on it? That's a big thing, but I also understand where it comes from. So to understand the plague of the Black community, you also understand, you got to understand how did we get here? And that reason that we got here is the reason why many of our businesses fear to reach out and fear to work with other businesses.
I agree. I can see what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. And we have been the downtrodden for so long. It's hard to step up to the plate, so to speak. But when we start talking about our youth, when we start educating our youth to these situations that we're running into, we should be able to give them some sort of encouragement to go on and make it happen on their end. Saying.
I 100% agree. And I think it's coming. I think now this is why I feel like we're working with a generation of leaders and community activists that we are a little closer now than I think the generation before us. As no knock to them, but even the ones of us that don't get along as much, we still have mutual good relationships that we can talk to each other. And I think because of that, you'll see some things improving because of that.
That makes good sense. I tell you what, we have been talking about many things this morning, but you have given us the gist of the Black Chamber here in Savannah, and I think a lot of people will understand more now than they did before of what Black Chamber is all about. Earlier you were talking with Reverend Maynard about the East Block, and all that comes into play with everything that we do, and we have to be mindful of what's going on in our neighborhood to make sure that we stay enlightened on what is happening. We've got about. Can you wrap up can you give us a summation in about 3 minutes? About 3 minutes?
I sure can.
All right, so it's up to you, it's your turn to shine.
Well, first of all, just thanks so much. Thanks so much for being on. And allowing us this opportunity to talk to you all about so much stuff, especially relates to the chamber and as it relates to just things that's going on in the community. And so, East Block is March 18th. We need you all to vote on it. We need you all to support it. We need to try to share it as much as we can, because that's going to impact our schools and our communities. As it relates to the Black Chamber, we are open for membership. We would love for you to come out and support. And even if you don't even join, just come out and learn and see some of the things we're doing, and then you grab your own opinion about, should you join or not. And as it relates to working together, it is a time for our community to come together and build allies and build resources so that we could be a stronger force, a powerful fist. I think we have that here. I think we could get a lot of stuff done. But we really do need to come together and really support some things. So again, man, I really thank you for having us. Early voting is right now. I need you all to go vote yes for East Block on March 18th. You can go early vote now. Thank you, Jerome, Reverend Maynard, for allowing this platform to get out in the community, and my good friends Julius and Jamal. Thank y'all so much. Jamal, thanks so much for what you did for us on Saturday at the Port Wentworth Black History Program, and we look forward to hearing from y'all pretty soon.
Well, we appreciate you being here for us, and the little things that you do in the neighborhood means a lot. People might not say nothing, but we say what you do in the neighborhood means a lot, and we say thank you for what you do in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
A lot of people are afraid to give people the flowers while they're still alive. They want to wait till they're dead to give them to it. But you do a lot, so we say thank you, and we appreciate your business. We appreciate your intellect and what you're doing, and how you persuade us to do what we do sometimes. And one more thing I forgot to tell you. You owe me a lunch now.
All right. Sounds good.
A lunch now from Kim.
Hey, I can do that.
But it's been a pleasure having you, and we look forward to doing it again soon, where we can sit back and maybe we can get Reverend Maynard to be on here the whole show. I don't know. We had some real bad technical difficulties this morning, but we made it. So we thank you, and we see you, and we'll see you again. And Savannah, we'll see y'all again next Tuesday, 10 o'clock. We'll be right back here, and we'll have another fine guest for you with more information at the Vulnerable Communities right here in downtown Savannah, Georgia. Talk to you later. See y'all later. Bye now.
All right.
I like that.